Jumpin Jack and all the other producers adding some extraordinary beats and making those records live again, whether it was tracks like Daylight by Ramp as used by Ronnie Size. So we'll get into that, we'll get into the rare groove and the drum and bass and the culture with Jumpin Jack Frost after 4:30 today. What a start we have for you. It was the music of Ricardo Villalobos. It was a brand new track actually from Marshall Allen. Yes, 102 years old with Jamaluddin Takuma forthcoming. Jamaluddin of the Ornette Coleman Band and still going strong himself on the Spaceway. Okay. I was going to wait until Frost came in. But I was going to drop this now just to get myself in it. This is one of my favourite ever records on V Recordings. I'm going to be doing a spotlight today. Ed Rush, Optical. Naked Lunch, welcome along.
Six Music on your smart speaker. Just say, play Six Music.
Down in the sand, would you like to have a rendezvous with me? Lovely señorita, you really look so pretty when you smile at me. Beauty's all I see. She said, la 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 la. La 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 la. I could make you look at me the way I look at you.
Come on. You know you love this one. Oh wow. You know what? When I first heard this record on a different tempo, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You done a version of this track. Yeah. What happened? What? Why? Why this track?
Do you know? The crazy thing about it, right? Is that I used to go to the Africa Centre, religiously Jazzy every Sunday, right? And Jazzy's a good friend of mine, and both him and Trevor became really, really good friends, and I just like absorbed everything what they'd done. And I heard this record, and it just stuck with me. Do you know what I mean? Over the years, and then one day I just thought, you know what? I want to try something with it, and I think that I got the blend of this with the kind of reggae tune, and I think it just matched. Do you know what I mean? But this is one of my all-time favourite like old soul tunes.
And it's the connection between rare groove and drum and bass.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I mean?
That was my entry point.
Yeah,
it was my entry point. But between rare groove and drum and bass, there was lots of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't so connected to it. Because it went it went hardcore. What was your journey between the soul and the jungle?
Well, I've always been a soul guy. I've always been like a rare groove guy. Do you know what I mean? And this record, I think it just connected different generations as well. Do you know what I mean? Because people that were into like, a lot of people was like, I'm not really sure about the jungle stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I think when I use this sample here and that record, people just kind of got it. Do you know what I mean? People just kind of got it, and you know, it's just such an angelic kind of part of the record. That whole thing was really smooth and all that. And it just married with the beats really nicely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you put the reggae sample on the top of it,
it's all there.
It's done. Do you know what I mean?
Jack Frost is with us this afternoon. This is BBC Six Music. The music is black. And what a great opportunity to get into this period. Of course, Jumpin Jack Frost is still active. Of course, we'll go through what's going on right now, but let's just look back. The 90s, this is the golden era.
Yeah, man.
Golden era, golden.
No doubt.
Golden.
No doubt.
Okay, so this came out in 1994. This is a brand new version.
Brand new version, re-recorded, remastered, revisited.
You've done it well. You've done it well because it generally doesn't get. When these things happen, I still go back to the original.
Yeah.
You did well.
Yeah.
What made you do it? What made you do it?
Well, we just wanted to just bring it back to life.
Yeah.
We went to Jamaica, and the actual guys that we sampled, Jigsy King and Tony Curtis, we actually recorded them doing it.
Brilliant.
Instead of just lifting it off the record.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we got everything just redone and just brought out, because obviously, you know, the equipment now and the sound now is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So we had the opportunity to make it bigger and bring it to life again.
Brilliant.
You know?
And of course, you know, you've been rolling throughout the whole of the period. The drum and bass continues to grow. It goes through its ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's on a big moment right now.
It's on a big moment,
right?
man.
So people like Neo Archives just taking it to another level. America's kind of taking it on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
You know, it's having a real moment. And obviously, I've just been consistently there and watching all the new people come in and taking it to heights, and the new people actually structuring songs.
Yeah.
And you know, it's beautiful to see, man.
Here's the thing: you said that you've obviously got the original lyricists, vocalists on now live to do it. But when you first made these records, you weren't thinking about clearing samples and stuff.
None of that crossed my mind. I was just like banging it out.
Did that get you into trouble, like De La Soul? They got into trouble. They couldn't get their records out for a while.
Fortunately enough, you know, we were able to. You know, we had good people around me. People like Simon Goff. Who's, you know what I mean, who'd help us to get these kind of things over the line. Do you know what I mean?
Because these were hits. Was this a hit?
Massive hit.
What, in the pop charts, or was it just?
Well, it kind of. I think at that time, we were just selling the records out of the back of the car. Do you know what I mean? And we sold a hell of a lot. Do you know what I mean? Just going from record shop to record shop.
Yeah.
Then it went to a load of compilations.
Yes.
And I think at that point, we had to start signing things. And,
did you? Yeah. That's where Simon Goff comes in. Very handy.
Yeah.
I know him very well. And of course, in a weird way, you're talking about those compilations. I've got one right in front of me. Drum and Bass Selection 2.
Yeah.
Another entry point compilation for people. And your track. This was really big series, wasn't it?
You know what? Right. I think I licensed it to about 60 compilation albums.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wow. Do you know what I mean? That's like. Yeah, I look back now, because at the time we were just like, yep. But you look back now and you think that's quite, it's quite remarkable.
Let's play another. So I've rinsed this album. This is a good one actually, because it's actually quite a loud cut. It's not like those, it's so you can actually play this out. Somehow they did a good job on that on that level. Yeah, it wasn't. So let's remember beat the intro. Tell me what this is.
Oh yeah.
Remember this one?
I remember it. It's a Tom and Jerry tune, right?
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Tom and Jerry. I can't remember where they took the sample from, but it's definitely a Tom and Jerry.
Brilliant. Lover to Lover, Maximum Style. Jumping Jack Frost, Giles Peterson, Saturday afternoon,
yeah, man.
6 Music.
Little more worries. Come in.
basically, this is Full Hero, right? This is
Digo, Mark, the boy. Those boys just, at this point, they were just absolutely smashing it with classics, you know. And you know, they got a real musical, like the extent of their knowledge of music is great. So they really got the gem samples and use them really well.
Yeah, Mark Mac as a digger, is unreal.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, still to this day.
Yeah, they obsessively go in, you know.
Frost, listen, tell me a little bit more about this kind of, you know, we started off in a way at Soul at the Africa Centre.
Yeah.
I used to go down there on a Sunday. You'd hear these amazing records. There's a great compilation actually that came out a few years ago of the kind of music that Jazzy B and H would be playing down there. Yeah. And suddenly, you know, the scene at the time, Rare Groove was, you know, Kiss FM, Rare Groove, and then things were happening, right? And so what was your journey? I
went from like Soul to Soul at Africa Centre religiously every Sunday. Yeah. And then I discovered Clink Street Acid House.
Right.
And I was like, this is me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just got caught up in the whole thing. Then I started playing at the big parties like Energy, Sunrise.
Is this the same time as Carl Cox?
Because me and Carl used to play at Ziggy's in Streatham together on a Sunday night.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And Groove Rider.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I went just doing all these illegal acid house parties, running through fields with my record box. That's when we used to carry the big record box. And then we started making our own, because it was acid house kind of Detroit. Then it went kind of German Euro techno kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we started making these records ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And obviously we're UK, so the hip hop influence started coming in. We started putting the breaks in, little break beats started coming in with the 808. Then we took the 808s out, and the kick drum, the 4x4 came out, and we were just left with the breaks. And then we started developing into what is now known as drum and bass. Do you know what I mean? But it started off like with just the kick drums, the 4x4, and then the breaks, and then we took them before. Let's try it without the kick drum, and then we just had this kind of breakbeat kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And then we started messing about with the samplers, the time stretching, and Jungle was born, man.
When did you feel what was the first party when you were playing your tunes that you were like creating? You and who would have been the main producers that were kind of feeding you at the time?
At that time, the Reinforced Records were prolific. With you know what I mean, that whole kind of breakbeat stuff, and they were really, really putting out a lot of stuff. Then you had people like Ibiza Records. Then splinters of different people started coming out of this stuff, and then Goldie came out with just this new futuristic sound when he started using the time stretching and the parametrics at the time. I was like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? And he started manipulating the sampler and stuff, and then people just, you know, we all kind of fed off each other, and then we started, you know, people sit down and talk, and you think, all right, he does that, all right, I can do that, and you start testing each other, and you start, you know, extending it, and then it just became what it is today, you know.
You know, the thing with you as well is that obviously you set up a label called V Recordings.
Yeah.
And what I loved about it, because, you know, for me, it was a London thing initially. Those are the people that I was kind of being introduced to. Of course, Goldie came down, did his thing, made it public in a way, in a really good way.
In a really good way.
He took the underground, but just sort of gave it some sort of ideology, and everyone sort of, you know, got behind that. And then it was kind of popping off all over the country, right? I don't know who was first, whatever. That doesn't really matter. But I know that for me, Bristol was smashing it, and the thing was, I'd go and see the guys Full Cycle. They'd go and play at the end on a Friday monthly, and there was this kind of relationship between two record labels. There was Full Cycle, and they had this partnership with a label in London run by Brian G and Jumping Jack Frost called V. And that was, you had that link.
Yeah, it's crazy because we kind of, you know, Brian used to work at Out of Rhythm, and when they went bust, he found his demos, right, these cassette tapes, and he called me one day and said, you need to come down and listen to these guys. So I went down to his house and we listened to these guys, and he's like, I'm like, this is something brand new. Do you know what I mean? And there was a telephone number on the cassette, so we called them up, and we were like, we really like your music. So we went down to Bristol, we met them, do you know what I mean? And this was Crust and Ronnie, and we went down there and we met them, and this is how our relationship started, do you know what I mean? And then we said we're going to start a label, because at that time we just didn't know, we just wanted to start a label.
Were Full Cycle existing at that time?
No, it was just V.
Yeah.
So we put out their first records, And then that's how the label started, and we just maintained a really tight kind of brotherhood kind of thing, you know what I mean? So Full Cycle is almost like a little brother label to V. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's good. Right, well, let's play one of them, right? This is one that you picked. I asked you to bring a few tunes with you. Tell us a bit about this one.
Do you know the crazy thing about it, right? I remember this record, right, in particular. I remember because, you know, we used to sit down and listen to what we're going to put out next. And I remember we were like, no, I want something different. And I remember Ronnie saying, well, I've got this something. It's something it's a bit different, but, you know, it's not really to play out. And I was like, let me hear it then. And then he played this record, and I said, this is it. We're going to put it out. And he's like, no, you can't put this out. This ain't what's going on at the moment. I said, listen, we're going to tell people what's going on, not the other way around. And me and Ronnie had an argument for about half an hour about putting this record out because he was adamant that this can't go out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is it. Do you know what I mean? Crazy.
It's a jazz thing, Ronnie Size. You listen to BBC Six Music. Jumping Jack Frost is with us. The music is black. There was a lot of special interviews yesterday with Lauren Laverne. She was speaking to Goldie. Nick Grimshaw was joined by Julia Toppin. And DJ Flight brought us a special Jungle Producers mix, Women's Jungle Producers mix. Craig Charles spoke all things Neo Soul with Omar MBE. How come you've not got an MBE yet? Have you?
Oh, it's coming.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of work with mental health and all that stuff as well.
I work with a lot of young kids who have just come out of prison and stuff, and try to keep them on the right path.
Yeah.
And, you know, things that, you know, I'm really passionate about things like that, you know?
Sure, yeah. Of course. Now, actually, one of the things that I know is important for most sound systems is the MC.
Yeah.
And I was just playing earlier on a new track from MC Dynamite, and I see that you're still going out with some big name GQ. Tell us a bit about the importance of an MC.
The MC is so important because from the beginning of time, from sound system culture, the MC has always been like an important part of the setup. You know what I mean? Hosting the music. Like, it went back to the days of the Toasters. Do you know what I mean? From you, Roy, and all the way through. And I find that now there's so many different kind of vibes in the MC. You got some that's go da 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 da, but we like more the hosting kind of type. That's kind of hosting music and blend in with it. And GQ Moose You know, Dynamite, obviously.
What's your trick when you're with an MC or a venue? I know you've got all your favourites. They know you really well. It's like a really good football team, right? You know each other's positions and stuff. But what happens when you're playing out and some sort of local someone comes along and they're just overdoing it? How do you do it subtly to get rid of them without sort of, you know?
I have been known to throw a can at them.
You're listening to Jumping Jack Frost, MBE, here on Six Music.
Coming up in an hour, the Craig Charles Funk and Soul Show. This is BBC Radio. BBC Six Music.
So Frost, tell us about this one. This is another one that you selected for us today, celebrating the 90s.
You can't talk about this era without talking about LCJ Bookham in some capacity. Do you know what I mean? His take on things has always been so fresh, so dynamic, and so just individual. Do you know what I mean? He's a total individual. He's like a maverick. He just does his own thing, and it's just these records, like this stands the test of time. Just like, you know, it's like Pulp Fiction. You look at Pulp Fiction, you think, what year was this filmed? Because you can't tell.
I thought you meant Alex Reese's.
No, the movie. The movie. You look at that movie, you think, what year was this meant to be based in?
Yeah.
It's like this record. It's just timeless. Do you know what I mean? You can play it any time, any era.
Yeah.
And Bookham's a total genius.
Yeah, so and it goes beyond drum and bass, right?
Beyond that, man.
It goes beyond. What a great time to play this one. If you've never heard it before, turn your system up. This is LTJ, Danny Bookham with music. This one just keeps going. Do you play this one? Do you ever pull it out sometimes?
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
What time of the night? When? So okay, what's your perfect DJ set time? How many?
If I'm playing like late.
Yeah.
Like maybe a 4 a.m. set, something like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Or it depends. Sometimes you look at the crowd and you think, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's get a classic in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And is the new generation interested in this?
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're so knowledgeable about everything that came before, and they want to know. Do you know what I mean? Some of them they actually want the knowledge of everything, and they seem to know every record. Even before it comes in, they know it. Do you know what I mean? Which is nuts.
You know, as I'm looking at you, we saw each other outside. We haven't even seen each other for a very long time, weirdly enough, even though we've crossed paths and stuff. But I don't know if you remember this one, but this is me thinking about when you were throwing a can at someone, another MC. Do you remember? I remember doing a gig in Manchester Poly, years and years ago, and you were on after me, and you were late, and then you arrived, you just kicked me off, went straight on. You were like,
no way, Giles.
Yeah, it was with respect, but you were really up for it that night. Jumping Jack Frost, in memory of so many that we've lost, the sort of junglist soldiers that we've passed. You mean, it's a tough one.
It's a toughie, you know. I want to say, you know, people like Randall more recently. Just you hear this record there, you just think about Randall. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And there's obviously Chemistry that died a while ago now, but you know she's so ingrained in the culture. You know what I mean? That it's, you know, it's tough. Skibbity, Stevie Hyper D, so many. Conrad,
Marcus Intellect,
MC Fats, Marcus Intellects.
Yeah,
the list goes on, and all of them played such a huge part in this culture.
How important is it for you to carry on playing out and being sort of active and present within it?
It's, you know, it's just part of my life, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's part of my life. When I don't enjoy it anymore, I think I'll stop. Do you know what I mean? And I can't see that anytime soon.
How important do you think, you know, I was listening to an interview with Goldie, he often says it, and I agree with him, that this is the movement that had the most impact in the UK after punk music.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. It's like...
Did you obviously you didn't realise that at the time.
No, you don't, because, you know, me and Fabio was talking, and we were saying, at some point, we're going to have to go back to working and getting jobs and all that. Do you know what I mean? Because you think, it's going to all come to an end soon, but it just rolled on and on and on, man. You know what I mean? And I know all of us are very, very grateful for the life that it's given us, and just the experiences and the brotherhood and being able to travel around the world and meet different people, and do you know what I mean? And now to help the next generation come through as well. Do you know what I mean? Like me and Brian, we run a thing called the V Legacy program, where we chose 12 young artists out of quite a few, and gave them the tools to kind of succeed. Do you know what I mean? And have careers. And it's, you know, we've done one already, we're going to do another one, and it's something that gave me so much joy. Do you know what I mean? Seriously.
Amazing. Well, listen, the amount of joy you've given me, the entire movement has just lifted me on so many occasions, all the time. In fact, recently I saw Goldie's live show. It was amazing. I was playing with Fabio, playing with Storm, the new lot. It's just so brilliant. I'm so proud to be somehow involved in it. Somewhere along the line, because wow, it's incredible, and I really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you, Giles.
Hey, you might as well introduce this one, the third one.
Oh man, this record means a lot to me, man. Jazz Testament by Blame. It just, there's parts in it I just close my eyes and it just takes me away. Do you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, I love jazz. It's one of my loves. And just, you know what I mean? When this kind of element started coming into it, it just does something to me, man.